Inside Chris Evans' impressive watch collection. Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at Chris Evans' impressive watch collection. Let's get right into it. Chris Evans has long dazzled us with his fashion and grooming abilities. Take a look at that fantastically soft short black and sides haircut. Or how about that time he had the internet buzzing about his finely honed pecs accented by tasteful chest tattoos as displayed by that low neck vest. But it's former Captain America's taste in wrist candy that catches the eye of watch fans. Wouldn't it be too predictable if the All-American hero wore a watch from an All-American brand such as Shinola? Chris Evans has wisely become an IWC brand ambassador, and he appears to prefer the cool, elegant watches from the Portugueser line. Let's take a close look at each of the watches and see how it reflects Captain America. IWC Portugueser chronograph. Evans wore the IWC Portugueser hand-wound 8 days in 18 karat gold with a slate-colored dial on a black alligator strap to the 2018 Academy Awards. If all the after parties become too much for you and you forget to wind up your watch, don't worry. The watch has a 192-hour power reserve and is powered by IWC's 59215 caliber movement. The Portugueser is one of IWC's oldest and most prestigious product lines, with a dial that has remained virtually unchanged for the past 80 years. The 38mm diameter dial is very distinctive, clear and functional, with recessed counters at 6 and 12, slim fuel hands, and applied Arabic numerals. These features had such an impact on the Portugueser chronograph that no designer dared to replace the partly cutaway numerals 6 and 12 with arguably simpler index strokes in the new version. When we compare this latest update to the last fine-tuning about 10 years ago, we notice that the calibrations on the counters with inward-facing numerals, the lettering, and the slender quarter-second scale on the flange have all remained constant. Overall, the latest version of this timeless watch retains its own personality while remaining true to its origins as a time-measuring instrument. Thanks in part to the finely calibrated elapsed second scale. With 3 strokes between each pair of full second lines, its markings accurately match the 4/Hz rhythm of a modified version of an IWC 69,000 caliber movement. Pushing mushroom-shaped push pieces controls the stopwatch functions. The pressure points are secure here and the buttons operate smoothly to reliably activate the column wheel. The knurled crown is easy to use and it can be easily pulled outward into the hand setting position. When viewed from the side, these components complement the classic Portugueser case, which reveals its conical contours. The narrow, polished bezel extends past the middle of the case, leaving plenty of room for the dial. With a concave edge curve, the screwed back tapers toward the sapphire crystal. The case's satin finished middle section slopes sharply downward to the strap lugs. All of this, combined with the high-quality alligator leather strap and the practical butterfly folding clasp, makes it a pleasure to wear on the wrist. Omega Deville Tresor Coaxial Chronometer. Of course, it's not just IWCs in his watch box. Evans recently presented the 2020 Golden Globes while wearing an Omega Deville Tresor Coaxial Chronometer with a case made from the brand's proprietary Sedna Gold. The Omega Tresor was a model from the late 1940s that debuted between the Seamaster and Constellation collections in 1952. Inside was Omega's famous 30mm hand-wound caliber 30T2, which is highly sought after by collectors. The Tresor model did not appear in the Deville collection, which debuted in 1960. Omega appears to be introducing some of its latest innovations through their current Deville collection. Omega introduced its coaxial escapement for its Deville watches in 1999. The 3 models were all limited to 999 pieces and featured awesome pie pan-shaped dials and brick bracelets, which I thought was an interesting nod to those early Constellation chronometers. In any case, Omega introduced its in-house caliber 8500 coaxial movement in another Deville watch, the Hour Vision, a few years later in 2007. The Omega Deville Tresor Master Coaxial features a new anti-magnetic movement with a SI14 silicon balance spring. It's a lovely movement based on the automatic caliber 8500, but hand-wound instead. It's not the thinnest dress watch with a 10.6mm case, but given that it has a date complication and an extra time zone function, I think that's fine. The Deville Tresor Master Coaxial case has a diameter of 40mm. A nicely domed sapphire crystal protects the lovely silvery opaline dial with its Clausty Paris pattern. Both sides of the sapphire crystal have a non-reflective coating. The date aperture is located at 6 o'clock as it was on Omega Seamaster calendar watches from the 1950s. There are also long domed gold hour indices on the 12, 3, and 6 and 9 o'clock positions. The ones at 6 o'clock are slightly shorter because the date aperture interrupts them. The dial is very clean. There is only text in monitoring the master coaxial movement and the fact that the watch is chronometer rated. In my opinion, the dial of a dress watch should be as clean as possible. Omega could have omitted the master coaxial text entirely, but it appears to be well balanced this way. That's all for today. We'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.